Hi viewers, ECH4306 Process and Product Design Pandemic Assessment. The pandemic issue that we've chosen is cholera. Cholera is an acute diarrheal infection caused by injection of food or water contaminated with the bacterium Vibrio cholera. There are roughly 1.3 to 4 million cases and 21,000 to 143,000 deaths worldwide due to cholera. During the 19th century, cholera spreads across the world from its original reservoir in the Ganges Delta in India. The current pandemic started in South Asia in 1961, Africa in 1971, and America in 1991. The common symptoms will be low blood pressure, followed by vomiting, and the most common will be severe watery diarrhea. It takes between 12 hours and 5 days for a person to show symptoms after injection of contaminated food or water. Cholera affects both children and adults and can kill within hours if untreated. Among people who develop symptoms, the majority have mild or moderate symptoms, while a minority develop acute watery diarrhea with severe dehydration. This can lead to death if left untreated.
Here's a brief history on cholera. It's unclear when exactly cholera first affected people, but first evident cholera happened in 1817 from India. It is because of contaminated rice. This disease rapidly spread throughout most India and Asia, killing 100,000 people on Java Island alone. The pandemic died out after 6 years due to severe winter, which killed all the bacteria in the water. The second pandemic also originated from India and spread along the military routes to Middle East, reaching Europe and Americas. The pandemic lasted for nearly 2 decades and subsided around 1851. Between 1852 to 1923, the world experienced another 4 cholera pandemics. Firstly, the third pandemic, the deadliest one, killing 23,000 people in Great Britain alone. The fourth pandemic caused Hungary to have 190,000 deaths from cholera. The fifth pandemic were overall lesser severe than previous pandemics. The sixth pandemic killed more than 500,000 people in India but affected Europe and America lesser due to the advances in public health and sanitation. In 21st century, there were only few devastating outbreaks, for example, Zimbabwe killing 4,200 people, in Haiti affecting 500,000 people, and in Yemen killed 2,000 people. Moving on to the current trend and situation of cholera. Cholera is now a controlled disease that assumed would not cause pandemic situation again. Up to 80% cases has been successfully treated, and there's also safe oral cholera vaccines as prevention. In 2017 itself, a global strategy has been developed to control cholera death by 90%. Since cholera is a waterborne disease, critical attention is paid to safe water and sanitation.
Okay, I'll continue with the best invention, challenges and improvement for the cholera treatment. The first invention is the cholera vaccine. The cholera vaccine was first found in 1885 by a Spanish physician who created the cholera vaccine after cultivating Vibrio cholera. He became the first to do a mass vaccination to help 50,000 people in Spain during a major cholera epidemic. Progress was then made by experimenting with the kill cholera bacteria brought in 1893 by other two scientists. The vaccine proved successful in preventing cholera against exposure. However, it was impractical as the broad requires too many high dosages to be preventive. The challenges of the cholera vaccine was early day vaccination relied on high dosages, which means high amount of dosage should be injected to the patient for the immunization to occur. Secondly, the cost and difficulty to prepare the vaccine was overwhelming and also highly costly. And the third one was lack of idea of basic immunity knowledge in people around time. The improvement done on the cholera vaccine is modern day immunization are more efficient than before. Such an example, Vaxchora, the vaccine currently in use for the cholera treatment, only needs a single 100 ml of dosage, which is compared to the high amount of dosage of the earlier times. The immunization can reduce chances of cholera by 90% compared to the previous time, which is only lasted around 50 to 60% only. Next, I will continue with the second mention, which is oral rehydration salt or solution, abbreviated ORS. ORS is a type of fluid replacement used to prevent and treat dehydration, especially that occur due to diarrhea. It involves drinking water with modest amount of sugar, salts, specifically sodium and also potassium. When glucose is present in the small intestine, sodium is absorbed more quickly. That draws additional water into the bloodstream that proves effective in treating cholera-induced dehydration. It actually reduces the intravenous fluid needs for 80% of adult cholera patients. Next, there are certain improvements done on the ORS. Firstly, to be effective, an ORS must contain a precise ratio of electrolytes. Since the discovery of ORS, the recommended ratio of electrolytes and sugar have been updated several times. This is to maximize the water absorption and also to reduce the amount of electrolytes and glucose available in the ORS. Secondly, there are new kind of flavors introduced in the ORS solution to improve the taste for broader usage in children and also athletes. Next, the latest mention is a cholera detection kit by the Omnibus company, which is also currently under a pending patent waiting for approval. Currently, most of the tests run for the cholera require 3 to 5 days and a well-equipped laboratory for certain tests and also confirmation to be done. This invention is actually a portable cholera detection lab built around a smartphone. It has heating units, lenses, and a phone to do a lot of image processing. How it works is that we just drop a water into a mini lab, which is the smartphone size, and found out whether the water contains the bacterium that causes cholera in just 30 minutes. It could help prevent outbreaks of the disease, which actually cause around 4 million cases and kills up to 143,000 of people each year.